Will you turn down a huge offer? In today's video, we will look at the top 10 stars who turned down huge money. Keanu Reeves. Speed is an action film masterpiece. Speed 2. Cruise Control is like the eccentric aunt who lives in the attic and is mostly ignored. Sandra Bullock reprised her role as Annie Porter in the critically panned sequel. And Jason Patric, who plays Annie's lover Alex Shaw, took over for Keanu Reeves. Bullock initially turned down the sequel, but eventually accepted it to earn funds for her film Hope Floats. Reeves was offered $12 million to reprise his role as Jack Traven, but he declined. He didn't need the movie, and he had other projects in mind, like performing Hamlet on stage in Manitoba, Canada, directing The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino, and touring with his band, Dogstar. Bruce Willis. It's strange for a movie star as wealthy as Bruce Willis to quarrel over $1 million. Willis played Church in the original Expendables, and his character was increased for The Expendables 2, and he was poised to reprise the role for the third picture, having been paid a respectable $3 million for only 4 days of work, plus a little trip to Bulgaria. Willis, on the other hand, demanded $4 million, thereby making his fee $1 million each day. What is the response of the production companies? Willis was omitted from the running. Michael Keaton. With Batman Forever, the Batman series began to transition from dark, dismal Burton goodness to wild, colorful shenanigans, a shift in tone that Michael Keaton couldn't stand. Keaton's filmography was broadened when he starred in the first 2 Batman pictures and was offered a role in the third. The studio was willing to award him an incredible $15 million as a bonus. It's the kind of money that budding performers fantasize about. Keaton, on the other hand, was far from an aspiring actor, and he despised the more humorous and light-hearted tone that Batman Forever was taking. So he declined. Was it the best decision you could have made? Yes, most likely, based on the film's reviews. Jim Carrey. When it comes to weird, just a few actors have had years like Jim Carrey's in 1994. With The Mask, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and Dumb and Dumber, Carrey went from virtually unknown to the world's most popular movie actor in a single year. The Mask grossed $350 million on a $23 million budget, so it's no surprise that New Line wanted more. They offered Carrey $10 million to reprise his part, but he declined, much to the amazement of everyone. As a performer, he didn't enjoy working on Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, claiming that sequels were neither hard nor rewarding. Sean Connery. Gandalf is one of those roles that no other actor could play. A perfect match between actor and character that seems like a gift from the gods of cinema. And to think, Sean Connery was on the verge of getting it. The producers of The Lord of the Rings asked Sean Connery to play Gandalf before turning to Ian McKellen. They bribed him with an incredible offer: $30 million up front, plus 15% of the series' overall box office earnings. Connery, on the other hand, is said to have declined the job because he didn't grasp it. He would have been $450 million richer if he had taken it. That has to be painful. He'll always have James Bond, at the very least. Jodie Foster. Anthony Hopkins is well known for his role as Hannibal Lecter, but Jodie Foster is often overlooked. She is, however, equally significant to the film's reputation, and her Best Actress triumph ensured that The Silence of the Lambs won the Big Five Oscars: Picture, Director, Adapted Screenplay, Actor, and Actress. As a result, the studio recognized Hopkins and Foster's importance and reportedly offered them both $15 million to reprise their roles in Hannibal. Foster first claimed to be participating but eventually declined the offer. The sequel was too gory for her, and she was working on her own film, Flora Plum, at the time. Will Ferrell. It's difficult to come up with new Christmas classics. It appears that everything related to Christmas has been completed. Then, in 2003, came Elf, indicating that Santa's sleigh still had some miles left in it. Will Ferrell's character Buddy, who is now a holiday icon, was a big part of what made Elf so good. Director Jon Favreau has expressed interest in developing a sequel on several occasions, and Ferrell was reportedly promised a lucrative $29 million if he returned. Ferrell, on the other hand, consistently shuts down debates by pulling a Jim Carrey and declaring that he doesn't make sequels. Ferrell also makes fun of his age, joking that a Buddy the middle-aged elf character would never work. Shaquille ONeal. O'Neal, a four-time NBA champion, three-time NBA Finals MVP, and 15-time All-Star, is one of the most recognizable figures in basketball history. A little coffee shop called Starbucks approached Shaq and wanted him to invest in the firm because of his great fame and wealth. However, O'Neal declined, telling then-CEO Howard Schultz that black people don't drink coffee. Magic Johnson seized the opportunity and sold his stock to Starbucks for an estimated $70 million in 2010. Every time he sees a Starbucks, O'Neal claims to experience a pang of remorse and sorrow, recognizing that he walked away from tens of millions of dollars. Matt Damon. This Massachusetts actor is obscenely wealthy. He could have been unfathomably wealthy if he had accepted a specific offer from James Cameron. Damon told British GQ in 2019 that he was personally offered the main part in Avatar, and was offered 10% of the film's box office profits in lieu of a standard salary. He turned it down, claiming that he didn't want to upset all his buddies on the Bourne Ultimatum. Avatar grossed $2.79 billion. Thus Damon could have made nearly $280 million if he had taken the proposal. For a single film. Damon is said to regret giving up the chance to work with Cameron, but he claims that his children are not going hungry. Dave Chappelle. This well-known comedian continues to be the poster child, or poster man, for prioritizing artistic integrity and personal fulfillment before fame and money. With Chappelle's show, Chappelle became a huge success, and Comedy Central reportedly offered him a $55 million contract. The world-famous actor, on the other hand, was becoming disillusioned with his celebrity, the demanding shooting schedule, the show's creative direction, and the Hollywood industry as a whole. Chappelle decided to take a spiritual trip to South Africa to cleanse his thoughts after becoming dissatisfied with his work. He walked away from both the show and his $55 million contract, and now lives in calm solitude in Ohio, only working on projects that he enjoys, such as stand-up comedy. If given the same offer, would you turn it down like these celebs did? Please tell us in the comment section below.